life of the Negro is still sadly crippled by the manacles of segregation and the chains of discrimination. So we've come here today, traumatized with shameful condition. But we refuse to believe that the Bank of Justice is bankrupt. We refuse to believe in the great cost of opportunity of this nation.
See, I don't feel their explanation for hatred. Particular people participate in these demonstrations. The conversation of cowards transform the altercations, and fatal altercations causes numerous retaliation. The variations of violence consume our sovereign nation, replacing acts of kindness with blindness to discrimination. They see it but suggest it is not a problem, so they don't face it. Till reality hits and suburban kids start to embrace it. They chase it like it's a fashion, gladly as they imitate it, laughing as television vastly starts to perpetrate it. The masses are treated badly, taught ignorance through motivation, so inclined to a fact of being back inside of this nation. I'm speaking of diseases that are programmed by creation, a plague that selectively kills blacks by isolation. The concentration camps, black holocaust in foreign nations, and a society condemned cause AIDS controls our population.
The Negro lives on a lonely island of poverty, in the midst of a vast ocean of material prosperity, 100 years later. The Negro is still languished in the corners of American society and finds himself in exile.
The genocide attempt by higher powers in this nation to bring crack to communities, so our leaders start free-facing. I'm speaking in abundance to the problems that we are facing, in the portion of black children placed in special education. I'm speaking of the K9 that I trained to attack the brothers, in the past and the present rape of lovely African mothers, the murder of Huey P, Malcolm X, and Martin Luther, toast of race riots, no equality in our future. I'm speaking of the King Alfred plan drafted by US to bring down a social order, yes, of Africa's very best. For Katrina evacuees, please tell me what they're doing. Turned around at military gunpoint to live in ruins. It's horrible to explain the hate and carnage of what's happening in the Congo. Genocide killed 3.2 million Africans. The African Ocean, better known as the Atlantic, has 1 million black bodies buried beneath for Middle Passage. Yeah.
The architects of our republic wrote the magnificent words of the Constitution and the Declaration of Independence. They were signing a promissory note. This note was a promise that all men, yes, black men as well as white men, be guaranteed the unalienable rights of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. It is obvious today that America has defaulted on this promissory note insofar as her citizens of color are concerned.
Speaking the horrid truth, so my brother, you best believe it. Black woman cut open, she watch him tear out and kill her fetus. I'm speaking the drug that failed every test for human safety, but packaged and shipped to Africa so our people can taste it. I'm speaking to the Haitians who stood strong on every sentence to defeat Napoleon in their struggle for independence. I'm speaking to the slave masters who blooded their plantation from frustration of signing the Emancipation Proclamation. I speak for over 2,000 black men that were castrated, burnt alive as American people watched and waited. I'm speaking up to skeevy men of color treated senseless, purposely given syphilis, the antidote they never mentioned. I'm speaking of 7,000 women secretly sterilized, family pride lost, reproductive cell paralyzed. I speak for over 1,200 black troops that were burned and torn by their own white soldiers. So much for brothers in arms.
Come to this hallowed spot to remind America of the fierce urgency of now. This is no time to engage in the luxury of cooling off or to take the tranquilizing drug of gradualism. Now is the time